Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first round of the Season 5 playoffs. We have VGP as Batman, coached by JimmyFantastic, against Cyclops with his run-of-the-mill High Elves. That is definitely their team name, and I have not just made it up on the spot. Joining me is the Blood Bowl Badman, Lupac22.
Hello, I'm new, and what is this game? Is it like chess?
It is like chess, but imagine that ELO didn't matter and you could just do whatever you wanted.
Ah, okay, right. So, looks like... Hang on. The elves are... The elves are attacking and defending. It looks like the high elves are receiving. Rain in play, but that won't matter in the hands of Agi 5 players.
Not at all, both with an Agi 5 option.
So,
Two
yeah,
for the High Elves.
Sea Battle Seahawks dropping to 11 from 12, countering Jimmy going from 11 to 12, denying him the wizard. Jimmy opting for an extra reroll to give him 4, and Cyclops opting for a babe with his bank.
Yeah, no Mighty Blow on either team. Looks like just the single...
One guard.
4 strength. Single guard.
Yeah.
Look, ample tackle.
Dirty player though on the elf team, so that would be, you know, that would be pretty nasty for the witch elves if they do hit the floor. Oh, did we talk about the level ups, by the way? Ah, so Agi-Man, yeah, we should have seen this. Agi-Man took sure hands because he knows he's facing a strip ball Agi 5. Pretty nice pickup, actually. And as predicted, the blodge tackler got sidestepped. So yeah, if I was any sort of Blood Bowl player, I would have figured out that Jimmy would take sure hands. But luckily, I'm a shitter who doesn't barely play. I mean, I still know the buttons and everything, Fash. Can you get rusty at Blood Bowl?
I don't think so. It's kind of like chess. You know.
Go on.
You sort of don't forget chess. You know what the pawn does. You know what the bishop does. You know the poison pieces. I hadn't played in 10 years, and I played against some viewers.
The only downside of the Agi 5 here is obviously he's got wrestle, so he's got a chance of bringing himself down. So I actually like going for the 75% catch on the catcher. You've now got a strength 4 ball handler. Jimmy doesn't have strip ball on his Saka. I assume that was going to be the next pickup, but you don't pass up a strength up on a witch elf. So we'll see how that works out for him.
Look, they're fairly evenly matched across the board. They both have, you know, very similar tools. It's unsurprising for elf teams. Jim does have that diving tackle, which might disincentivize the old 2+ away. Tackle volume will be important.
But diving tackle trying to stop an Agi 5 will only be a 3+ anyway.
Indeed. But also a bit more handy for maybe protecting a cage corner.
Early stun. We'll have to see how willing he is to use this dirty player with no bench, though. I think it's got to be a pretty juicy target, hasn't it? I mean,
I'd struggle to use it at all. I don't think I could.
What? On the movement 9 guy?
A 4 strength witch, for sure.
Movement 9 guy gets gang fouled, you wouldn't foul?
I don't think I need to foul to win. And I don't think I want to be down men.
I think I'd foul either of the witch elves or the movement 9.
When you sent off for a stun, though.
2 armor breaks, 2 stuns. One of them was one off of a KO there. Rock into dead, as is tradition. Okay, so it looks like he'll provide the assist for the tackle guy to attempt to take out the wrestler. I don't mind that. The wrestle offers, like, well, in that situation, very little protection. Otherwise, he would have had to dodge away from the number 2 lineman if he'd blocked him because of block. So he offers the 1 in 9 protection for you by attacking the wrestle, I suppose.
Yeah, and arguably keeps the tackles safe. I mean, I think Jim will want to blitz with a witch just to increase the probability of a success. And the tackle threats, I think those will be the targets. An easy drawback for the High Elves, having carried on a tackle man.
Thank you for the resub, Monty, 7 months. May this 7 months remind you that Goblin Artillery is far superior to my measly Chaos Panties team. Lob for life. You keep on lobbing them goblins, Monty. You do you, brother. Embrace the least efficient way to play Blood Bowl and just have fun. That's how it should be played.
Is it?
It is. Because then you wouldn't hate it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be cynical fucks like us, Fash.
Who would have thought playing to win? Not the way to do it.
Prevents you from becoming a miserable bastard.
Oh, I don't know about this.
What? Exposing that catcher for a
Yeah.
nice tackle blitz? Yeah, it seems a bit silly, doesn't it? It's the sort of guy you'd like to protect. What's the other option? Either guard, dodge, thrower. Interesting. Witch Elf goes straight in. Actually, not opting to take down that catcher. Why do you think that is?
Maybe he's more scared of the dirty player.
Do you think he's more worried about the dirty player in the long run in this game? So there you go. Very, very quick turn from Jimmy. Not standing up for it. Not going to take a 3+, 2+ dodge because he's not willing to re-roll it. So there's no point taking the armor roll. He's perfectly happy for the elves to attempt a 3+ handoff and score. No problem with that.
I guess the blitz on the dirty player was that he would otherwise have to dodge the lineman out. It is only a 1 in 36 to dodge away from the dirty player lineman, but maybe Ostasi didn't want to roll. And as you said, he probably doesn't care if he halves scoring too.
Yeah. See, I could play all day against Jimmy because he plays at the speed of someone who doesn't have a walnut for a brain.
No, it's just experience. He knows he doesn't care if it scores, and there was nothing else to do. So it was, one block, keep the valuable people safe, and he has to some extent.
By the way, my secret offline team is doing quite well.
You don't have a secret offline team.
I do.
I don't believe you.
Under an alias as well.
Don't believe you.
Hardback with a 3-month sub. Morning all. 3 months go so fast. Yeah, it's a. If you meet my secret offline team, expect to have a 3-hour match. I don't actually play.
Whoa.
I just troll.
Wow, the Blood Bowl bad man indeed. Wasting people's time. I saw a complaint on the forums about someone taking forever. Was that you?
Oh, I don't know. You'd know because you'd figure out the alias if it was.
Alright, it was 2 words, like F and a D.
People are complaining that somebody's taking the time that they're allowed to take by the game.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Are you doing it to send a message or just to be a dick?
I'm actually going to do it to see if I can qualify by not actually playing. Just to show how fucked the timers are. Shouldn't probably confess to this, but
That's not a bad idea. Just in the background, have Blood Bowl 2 running, spin 12 hours a day.
Just do 1 or 2 matches.
Hell no, go and have.
A lot of people won't play if they think the game's going to be a very long one, mate.
I'm gonna make a new team. I am AFK. Fucking start that shit tonight.
Close. Imagine we met each other though. Oh my god.
No. We'd have to play and then drag out those 15-second timers. You make moves to stall the clock.
Yo, Red and FC are in the championship playoffs. Going to the Prem, boys. We're going to Wembley. Anyway, so there's some Blood Bowl things happening. People are clicking guys and moving them. Looks like a loose screen on the left-hand side from Psiclops. I don't expect Jimmy to make too much of an attempt to get in its way until later on. Obviously, both guys are just going to wait until they get a solid opportunity.
Well, look, Jim's experience, I don't think this favours Cyclops. I think he'll eventually, not even eventually, but he'll almost immediately start to be boxed in. There'll be a strong midfield screen preventing the rotate.
I feel like Cyclops could take every second of every turn and force Jimmy to play badly out of frustration. It would work, wouldn't it? Let's be honest.
Now, look, on offense, keeping the ball safe, as well as planning for next turn, I don't mind Cyclops taking the 2 minutes there. 2 of the 3 minutes. Like, the defense is so much easier. You say, alright, I'm going to make a screen here, here's my screen. Going to block here, here's my block. Cyclops doing it right in only leaving leaving no base contact behind the blitz.
Yeah. That catcher looks kind of juicy right now. He's going to have to think about the sidestep options.
I think he's going to blitz the tackle lineman. And if it's on the ground, there's no further tackle for the high elves outside of the ball carrier. Oh, sorry, there's one blitzer.
I counted 3.
My
yeah,
bad.
there's
one blitzer too.
Oh, yeah. I thought he had 3. It's 3 against 2. Got to be careful though with whether I'm assuming he's going to use one of the tackle witch elves on this catcher. No, he's going to go for the agi 5. No, he's going to go for the thrower and get a Kaz. Very, very nice. 11 men. That will be immediately Apo'd, of course.
Definitely.
Because 11 men, you have to do that. So that's the Apo gone. A 1-man advantage. And now the diving tackle's in a reasonable place. I honestly feel that guard, though, I really do like taking Mighty Blow as the first doubles on any elf team. Because you have 1 blitz per turn, give it the best chance of doing something.
I completely agree. Maybe not the thrower, but I'd probably skip it on the thrower, really.
I think thrower can blitz, he just happens to have some other skills. I think you just have to have it. I mean, a Mighty Blow last turn on the blitz would have been an armor break for Cyclops, and a Mighty Blow hit on the first turn for Cyclops would have got him a KO. So he would already have done a lot more work if he had Mighty Blow guy doing his blitzes. Well, it was a line hit that was one off a KO on turn 1, my mistake. So actually going really aggressive here, Jimmy.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see the 4-strength witch go behind the movement 9 blitzer. Make that screen nice and strong. Well, it's not a full screen, but
there's no frenzy option for the high elf, so he's no worry of surfing.
it would to some extent keep him on the sideline. So the dilemma is Jim's planning out, what sort of blocks can he make to rotate back to the center. And for the moment, is the block on number 12 lineman with the blodge number 7 high elf lineman isn't too hard to get an assist. So I think the blodge blitzer will stand midfield to screen. Fair enough.
Sick.
1 GFI, not too bad.
Flash stream hype,
I think he would have
champ.
re-rolled that as well. With 4 re-rolls, he definitely would have committed 1 to that, so I don't mind that play.
Yeah, it's big pressure, but it just allows Tackleman to get through and offer assists. And I would not be surprised if midfield in his own half is where Cyclops ends up with the ball. Because when you do make this base contact, it is not impossible to clear. There's no huge strength differences. No huge guard to stop it. Like, these 2 dies are happening. And I think the AG5 wrestle will dodge at the end.
There's no rush for Cyclops to move downfield, so
Absolutely.
he's going to get a load of 2 die blocks. That said, with the way his 2 guys on the right are out of position, it's not as easy as you might think. Because he still needs to protect the ball. So we're going to see a POW onto the blodger. Everybody's called I'm Batman, by the way.
What are you on? I actually ran into VGP playing Atlas Reactor earlier today.
What, you played against him?
Yeah. Beat him just
Beat
quietly.
him?
Oh yeah. I've never lost to VGP at anything.
I miss Atlas Reactor. Actually, I had a lot of fun with that game.
Yeah, new heroes, new map. You can spin and get a match, within a minute.
That is true. The witches are called I'm Batgirl. I think the Agi 5 is going to disengage here, but he's on the diving tackle, who also has tackle, so it'll be a 3+ disengage with no reroll built in. Could, in theory, slot his own blodge tackler in there to enable another 2 dice. But where on earth does he put the ball? That gives him a different 2 die. I think the Agi guy has potentially got to come back and screen. The problem is I can't really see a good way to screen here without using a non-sidestepper who will then get surfed. He needs to bring this catcher back, but the catcher's going to have to make awful dodges into tackle zones.
Rowdy.
Extra rowdy. Yeah, there was a lineman who got bought here. Where is he? He's somewhere. He might be on the bench. Tanil got an MVP as a loner, so he was purchased. Scoring threat out there. So Jimmy's 1-turn option is really good. So Cyclops has to think about that. Cyclops does have 3 sidesteppers though, so he can make it rather difficult for Jimmy.
Oh wow. So yeah, very rowdy. There's when
3+2+
yeah,
on the ball. Agi 5
like many
can make
men's.
a 2+2+, 3+. He can get 2 dice on the ball here if he's willing to roll some dice.
Yeah, and they're not even hard dice. We're talking 2+s and a 3+2+.
Yeah. But I don't think he'll be able to instigate the tackle hit onto the ball. So he will be looking for that 30% power if he manages a 2 dice. Yeah, I think he might just...
4 strength dodges just let you get away with so much.
Yeah. You could just be a bit more... Oh, it's a 4 strength carrier as well, sorry. So the 2 dice would be quite hard. So he'd be looking at the 16. He's going to get another shot on this side stepper. Cyclops just choosing where to go. Jim might re-roll that, but I don't think... I agree with not.
It was the classic
With
Jim Powell.
With a 4th reroll, I wouldn't mind re-rolling that if it was, say, a Mighty Blow hit.
Whoa, you reckon? This early?
What, 4 rerolls in the first half?
Yeah, he's got an offense to come, and the pickup has to succeed.
He's got no Apo, no bench, armor 7. Yeah, you want to chin those catches as early as possible. That's just me though. I'm bad. That's why I'm not in the champs finals.
Yeah, I'll definitely hold on to it for something that truly mattered. Like maybe if you was looking for that 1 dice on the ball with the dodges to assist. I wouldn't 1 dice on the ball, but you could think about it.
No,
I do like
these. You get a tackler or a wrestler up there.
Yeah, 4 strength witch getting a little closer to it.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's kind of exposing the 4 strength witch. Both players getting quite mansy, aren't they? Jim rolling all the pals this turn. We got a push, another push, a push, and some skulls.
Turn and push is pretty standard.
And then Pal's the guy that doesn't even have block or dodge. Nice armor break, giving Jim a bit of momentum on field. 2 men down from the next turn and having to protect the ball. I wouldn't be surprised to see Cyclops actually fall back here. This is a stun as well. He's what? Oh no, sorry. The Blitzer has block. Jimmy doesn't. That's fair enough. Thought it was the other way around. I wouldn't be surprised to see Cyclops just sort of cage up on the top right here and kill another turn on the clock.
I think so too. Not taking that early turn 2 score indicates that he is looking to stall. And so maybe that's next level strategy from Jim, saying, look, let's get a read on him. Let's find out what he's going to do. And he's committed to it. He's not going to score on 4.
He's going to punch some men, though. Actually pushing Jimmy's guys backwards here towards the ball, rather than shutting them out. Oh, that's awkward. I think he can... Ooh, I think I would have just dodged away there.
Didn't get Oriolensis. Poor Oriolensis.
Or the greed into double skulls.
Yeah, look, I always say never blitz with your ball carrier.
Wow, this is going to be a bit of an interesting positional finish from Cyclops here.
Rowdy as shit is the phrase I think you're looking for.
Maybe.
I really like that 4-strength witch position, not just for threatening the ball carrier, but being centrally located to get that surf.
Yeah, nice. A nice sweeping position. Like, completely denying Cyclops the sidelines apart from his sidestepper. Also, like, the two witches supporting each other, so it's actually, especially with the guard guy off field, it's quite hard. Powering a blodger here on Jimmy.
Dirty.
That's got to be annoying. Not following up, though, will deny him the automatic 2 dice on the unskilled lineman. He can always rotate another assist, though.
True, and I think he needs to, because otherwise that lineman blocks the blodger for a push and the witch surfs it.
Yeah, he has to take that block somehow. So I think we'll see the thrower perhaps rotate. Or I guess the lineman then. There is actually a niggled lineman somewhere on the elf team. Yeah, it's the guy who's about to make the block, Cyangian Talaneth. Are these default names?
Looks like it.
I mean, as terrible as Jimmy's naming scheme is, equal like at the same time, he deserves to lose for having default names. Should be banned.
Nah, we're not role players here.
So the surf is on the table. It's not going to be very easy though. It's going to involve a 1 dice, isn't it?
True.
Jimmy, not a fan of throwing a 1 dice, particularly on a guy who doesn't have block.
Nobody should be a fan of a 1 dice.
Yeah,
but for a surf on turn 4 with 4 rerolls.
And diving tackle doing a thing, taking down the catcher, but his armor 7 will hold.
Actually, a natural 1, so not even diving tackle. With the reroll spent on the blitz from the ball carrier. And tackle mark and the dodge.
I think even the way they did more time was okay. Just the execution was bad. There was some terrible game design decisions in more time. Have you played it, Fash?
Was that one where you do fighting? With like swords and whatnot? I saw you play it with some people maybe.
No, you're thinking of Vermintide.
Oh, the RTS one. Yeah, I tried that a bit. Just single player, and didn't like the single player, so therefore did not try the multiplayer. Which is a terrible thing to do for Warhammer games based on Blood Bowl. Imagine that being like, oh, a single player Blood Bowl, it's shit, the AI cheats. Except for Mordheim.
We should have like an AI versus AI match in Blood Bowl and cast it, just to see how truly bad it is.
Now in
One of the
Mordheim, they
RG5's massively exposed here though as well. It looks like he is going to go for that. A Jimmy Powell.
could be some cheeky pushes. No. On the push, has he follow up to push the unmoved lineman?
Yeah, he could have got a guy onto the ball, but it was a strength difference.
True.
He actually could have surfed that RG5 guy with some rowdy positioning for a push in a different direction. But like you did say, Cyclops completely boxed in here. No scoring option out and about. So if it does go to bad, if it does go to shit, he's got no sort of get out of jail piece at the moment. Injustice 2 looks really good. I was watching some streams of it yesterday, Targaryen, and I know you're a fan of your fighting games. I'm not such a big fight game person.
Oh, me either.
Not bad.
House of the Bloodshed, amazing.
I can see the appeal though.
Yeah, if you like fighting games, I'm sure you'd like it for sure. I was never good at Mortal Kombat.
It's got like big ultimate abilities that are very flashy with a lot of style, which I can see the appeal of. Bit of space over on the right that I think Cyclops can sort of rotate to the middle, give himself a few options. Jimmy covering his own half, but Cyclops 4 turns, he's in no rush here.
I wouldn't mind the movement guy being just a square behind the Blodge tackle man. Just to deny rotation and assisting.
Yeah, it's almost a bit too easy to get out there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bit of pressure would be nice. I like that though, because even that shuts down the mid rotation a little bit.
Remember when you were a kid and there was like local corner stores that had arcade games with like the little joystick knob and the 2 buttons?
Yeah.
Yeah. You always used to play them and I would just be shit. And then I saw someone good play it and they were there for like 30 minutes on like 1 credit.
Yeah, because they could just beat the computer over.
Yeah. And I'd be down forward punch, down forward punch.
My favourite of those arcades though, do you remember the Simpsons arcade game?
No.
4-player one. That was my favourite one of all of the arcade games as a kid.
It was Street Fighter for me with Blanca. And I'd press the 2 buttons together and he would do the electric thing. And that's all I would do.
I actually read the Injustice comics. I found them really good. Like that universe was really interesting. I'm not a massive. Again, his catcher rolls are 1 in 9. I think he has to fall back. What's he gonna do with a push here, Fash?
Rowdy.
Like what was he looking?
First action blitz with the ball.
55er?
It's good to see that not get rewarded.
That achieved a lot and put him on 1 reroll. So now Jimmy can just pile on the pressure.
He did a good job trapping, well, somewhat. You don't want to trap the RG5. RG5 will just walk out.
Yeah, 4-player Turtles one was good as well. Simpsons was the best though. You had basically the whole premise of the story was Maggie had nicked the diamond off Mr. Burns. And you had to fight your way. So Mr. Burns kidnapped Maggie and the whole Simpson family. You could play as Marge, Homer, Bart, and Lisa, but they had like special abilities together when you were powered up. So like Homer could pick up Bart and spin him round while he whacked people with his skateboard and stuff. It was a really good game. I think we should try and get an emulator, Fash. Oh, is that allowed?
Yeah, boy.
I'm sure it's allowed. Like,
whether or not it's allowed, just do it anyway. Who's gonna stop you, Lou?
Well, Twitch.
Fight him. Just tell him, do you know who I am?
And they'll be like, no.
Mate, partnered, untouchable. Unless you say the N-word, show your boobs, or get arrested on stream. You see Pearl the Ice Poseidon?
No, Simpsons Hit and Run, Simpsons Arcade. So, what did you say? Show your boob? I ain't got boobs. Well,
Ice Poseidon. Do you see what happened to him? He got doxed.
Yeah, he got banned from Twitch because he got fucking arrested on a flight, though. It was too much bad publicity, wasn't it? You couldn't ignore that.
I reckon I would be happy if I was Twitch. That meant that the general public on, you know, their local television heard about this thing called Twitch TV, and they would Google it.
Yeah, but I still think they had to do something in response as well.
Nah. Free publicity.
I mean, yeah, but then Ice Poseidon now has gone to YouTube.
Yeah. No one blames YouTube for content on YouTube. Ball projection is going to be really tough here with
at the same time, Ice Poseidon went, I'm at gate such and such.
Sure.
Like, no one will do anything. If there's one way to bait out trolls.
Yeah. No one can touch me.
Same with, do you know Gross Score, the streamer?
I heard of him. Hey, so Edgy Man getting surfed, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, well...
Number 11 lineman comes down,
so,
the witch bangs him.
There's a jump up option onto the Edgy 5 as well. Free block, but that means no surf. A free hit on the blodge step catcher. I think I would have took the dodge rather than the hits here.
Now, Wrestle Dodge Man bangs Agi 5's strip ball with an assist from anyone. Then the number 11 lineman goes 1 square northwest to provide the assist. Not that he needs it, but for the second block he'll need it. And the witch bangs him.
Yeah, Gross Score basically made insinuations against an employee of a company that's like really close with Twitch and was insta-banned. Like, certain companies can just click their fingers and stuff happens.
Which was the company?
It's a big MOBA developer.
What, League of Legends?
People that aren't good at Dota.
Oh yeah. You're right, games on Twitch, that makes sense. Do you not say things? Do you not say company names without getting paid for it?
Huh?
You should not say company names without getting paid for it.
Say a name unless there's
No, like big sports stars, like, don't wear shirts with the Nike logo unless they're getting sponsored by Nike. It's not a bad idea, really.
But we're not big sports stars, Sash.
That's true.
We're small, irrelevant streamers on Twitch.
Well, speak for yourself. Do you know who I am?
No, because you don't stream, ever. Am I right?
I do sometimes. I streamed yesterday.
Two-die blocks. Jimmy getting the better of the armor breaks here.
Yeah, definitely more stuns.
Only one has to show for it, but the stuns are giving him a little bit of space to work with. But I don't think Psiclops is defending particularly well. He might be tempted here by a 4+ dodge for 2 dice onto the ball.
True.
75%er to get 2 dice on the ball with a 2-man advantage next turn.
The safer play is the surf.
Pretty close. The safe play is the surf. Then how does Psiclops respond next turn? The problem is the witch elf on the right might get banged and then the catcher gets to hand the ball. I don't know. I think both plays are acceptable. The surf is the safer play, but I don't think it's bad to take a 75% for 2 dice on the ball. And it looks like that's what he's going to do.
Wow.
Obviously it'll be a 2 into a 1. And the count, did he not blitz there? Oh, and he's failed it to 1 into a... Well... There you go.
Yeah, I've never made a 4+. While you're right, it is 50% on a 4+ with a reroll. 75% with a 4+ with a reroll. But he's just so banged as a result. And so, yeah, you need the sure hands man to recover.
Oh. Well, I mean, he was unlucky to not only get armor broken and then KO'd. He was 1 off a Kaz as well. That could have been catastrophic. But well, I don't think... I think that was an acceptable risk. I don't mind that play.
Nah.
Because the thing is, you get the ball loose here, right, and maybe stun that guy, then Psiclops has only got 3 turns to recover and score.
I'd prefer the surf, be a man down, and then use the G-man to assist for the witch.
Yeah, he would have been a man up with the surf, assuming you get it as well, though, because sod's law, that'll be the time Jimmy rolls pals.
Yeah, it was a 4-strength carry, but it was a 4-strength witch blitz. So 2 for the first block, and then when he steps away from the assist, 1 for the follow-up.
I think Jimmy would have re-rolled the 2 dice as well. So
yeah.
And actually, the wrestle tackle, which it gets the ball 75% of the time. It's over 90% with a reroll committed. You've just got to hit that 75% first. I think it was an acceptable risk. He'll be a bit annoyed by that, but
definitely.
At the same time, it's not game losing, I don't think.
No.
Again, blitzing with this ball carrier. This time the ball carrier connects with Pal. He's going to look for a little side screen here. Stun here would be nice for him. Actually going to take an additional block. Hang on. Okay. I mean, he was in scoring range anyway.
He needs this power on the wrestle dodge, man.
No, I think he can make it safe.
You reckon?
Yeah. Not like that. He could have made it safe-ish. That said, he is relying on getting his guy off the diving tackle as well. Oh, God, yeah. Hang on. Nah, actually, yeah. It's pretty bad. I think I would have liked us in the two guys screening up top. Because remember, it's a strength 4 ball carrier. Jimmy's 1 tackle now is strength 3 and doesn't have wrestle.
Yes, look, the thrower's going to have to 3+2+ to be the screen to stop the movement man from getting around the back.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't power the wrestle man, the dodge for the number 10 lineman becomes a bit more difficult.
To be fair, you could just 2+2+. You give up a surf on the thrower if you go right round the back of him. Potentially, but you do shut out the movement guy quite well. But I mean, 2D platformers were a result of the technology limitations. I still think a good 2D platformer done well nowadays is a lot of fun. He's actually going to go for this 2 dice on the witch, maybe. Doesn't knock down this blodge wrestle. Or dodge wrestle. So actually, there's a fairly easy 2 dice, isn't there? 1 dice. Yeah, even a 2 actually. There's an easy 2.
Currently a 2 if the thrower doesn't fix it. So the thrower has to make the 3+2+, and the dodge lineman,
that power was nice. Jimmy will be glad that his armor didn't get broken there. Hits that 30% on the witch elf. She does. I actually wouldn't have minded a follow up there because obviously the. Okay, that's going to help a little bit. There's still a 1 dice for the wrestler. Really easy though. 1 dodge from the Agi man and 1 dodge from the wrestler will give a 55% on the ball with a reroll. But that should help.
Always good wearing elf and you succeed every dodge. Bit of a relief.
1 guy off the field each. Jimmy not having a babe here though, so that, I mean, KO rolls could really put him on the disadvantage. Losing that witch would be huge. It's one of the 2 standout players of the team.
Oh, still, it was the best tool for dealing with the 4-strength ball carrier.
Diving tackle could still prove to be an annoyance if placed well though. Looks like a GFI surf on the dodge wrestle, who is actually niggled. Going into the crowd could be quite painful for this guy. It's 2 into a 1 though. Tackle gonna work against him here. However, doesn't matter, the niggling injury will not kick in. It was boxcars anyway. Minus strength, this guy's playoff ambitions are over. Jimmy will have a 1-man advantage for the rest of this game, potentially.
Would be a touch concerned about not overcommitting while at the same time dealing with Agi 5. A spooky catcher on the right-hand side.
Yeah, but the throwers, the catcher's probably gonna have to blitz himself free off this witch and just he's pray for a 55%er, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. Or the blitzer, tackle sidestep, dodges to make the blitz, and then once then you're not blitzing with the ball carrier.
I can't see Jimmy not shutting that guy out.
He's got no tackle left. So you have to power it.
Oh, I actually don't like this block because you actually make his life easier here. I don't mind the reroll, and I think taking that was the correct choice. But again, I just think you could have just shut him down.
Yeah, I don't know. Really exposed through the middle. I don't reckon that block needed to be made. I think he was better off shutting down the Agi 5 wrestle strip. Agi 5 wrestle strip makes an immediate 2 plus out,
you're blocking
and
for
he's
30% there on a sidestepper who can go where he wants.
There's just going to be a massive hole after the number 11 lineman goes down. And it goes down 75% of the time.
Yeah. He's still got to get off a diving tackler, though.
Yeah, that's true. But block without the blitz. Thrower can...
Unless the wrestle Agi guy comes in to try and bring the witch down. And then move over, hand off to the other catcher, and then you're away, aren't you? But I don't think he can brute force his way through here.
But number 11 into walk 8 squares across. And he's untouchable.
I could just hand off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sidestep catcher on the sideline. Just uncontested. GG no Ray.
Yeah.
I mean, the movement guy will get him. But the movement guy's on the side, on the other side. No one will touch him.
I mean, he could have handed off first to the blodger rather than dodge off the dive and tackle.
No, if he dodges from this, dodges from this witch, deserves to lose.
I don't like dodging from the witch.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, Agi 5 man.
So, again,
hand off, done.
I'd honestly rather just throw it. I'd rather throw it to the Agi 5 than dodge away from that witch.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Right.
Yeah, it's better odds. Yeah. Throwing it's better odds. It's a 3+ into a 2+, rather than a 4+ with no reroll. Throwing it from the catcher to the Agi 5 is better than dodging away from that dive and tackle witch.
Unbelievable.
Wrestle gonna save this guy though.
Loud noises.
Dive and tackle is just so good here because it's just like there's no good option to deal with it unless he's not going to make a 3+3+2+ to just try and chin this dive and tackle. So I honestly think the pass was the play there. And if he makes this play,
yeah, but it's passing in the rain from a marked guy. The play was 100% exactly what he did up until the assist.
The pass isn't affected. Only the catch is affected, and if you're passing to an Agi 5,
but he's
2+ catch still.
But he's marked, so it's a 3+3+.
Yeah, but the dodge away is a 4+. No, it's a 2+ catch. You're passing to an Agi 5.
Oh, gotcha. Carry on. I still would have blocked for the wrestle. The wrestle.
No, because that's 55%.
Yeah, but that's a freebie, on a 2 dice to potentially get it, and then you spend your reroll.
If you get a push, your catch is in a worse position.
Yeah, but then you spend your last reroll on the dodge, and when you hand off to the catcher who catches it on the 1 in 9 in the rain, he's then uncontested.
He's trying to blitz himself free and run it in here or something. I have no idea, Fash. There you go. Just fucking chin the witch instead. That's fine, isn't it? He needs to go 1 square to the right. Yep, that's good. Prevent the forward movement. Rowdy follow up. No, he's not. Casual. Pretty casual there from the elf.
Stun on the Witch, a bit tedious too. That was the counter sack.
Yeah.
No other tackle nearby.
He's going to rely on a 30%er. I mean, if the ball went anywhere but there, Jimmy probably wins this game. Gets it up to the old movement 9 guy who says, "See you later, dickheads," and he's gone. I mean, it was a bit of a. I did suggest giving it to that guy, and so did you, but it was a bit of a convoluted way to achieve it, wasn't it? And what is this? Going straight in for the dodge. 2 dice. Fails his GFI. Obviously, will re-roll this. Gets it. He needs to get a POW here. He does land the POW. This could be the moment.
Dirty.
He takes the game.
Just 27 seconds.
Good sidestep option. Gets another Kaz. That's huge. That's 2 guys out for the rest of the game, and that guy will miss the rest of the playoffs. However, the ball is still scoreable for Cyclops. Jimmy with a massive numbers advantage now in this game.
Got to make safe moves. I think I'll be standing everyone up but the movement 9 man, and then just going for the sure hands pickup. So 3+ dodge, 4+ pickup with a reroll, 2+ out.
Oh, he's going to do a short hands, yeah.
Yeah.
So this could be huge, couldn't it, if he makes this?
Yeah.
Obviously, he's going to try and get it to the. Hang on, will he try the handoff? Do you reckon? Yeah, he has to. Because he just wins, doesn't he? The handoff. Easy, easy. Got to get back out. Dodge, nice. So 2+ pass, 3+ catch.
Or did he still have the dodge? No.
He does.
Used it on the 4+. No, it was just pickup. My bad. Does have dodge.
No. But it's a GFI. I like the pass. There you go. Bam. He's gone.
Big up your nan. So then not blocking the sidestepper and then dodging
round
number 12 lineman to screen.
Yeah. I mean, Jimmy just potatoes upfield regardless because it stops Cyclops' score, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh man.
There you go. Cyclops punished for some sloppy play, and 2 Kaz down. He's got a sting. Oh, GFIs.
No! No!
Range them. Why not? Why give them the option?
Because when he falls over and dies, you'll be so sad. You've got no bench. You got a 1-man bench, sorry. I wouldn't want to be down that player. GFIs with the ball in the rain, never pick it up again.
He's got rerolls. I like it. I like the GFI there.
Nah. Breaks his armor stun. GG.
It gives
breaks his armor stun, doesn't score. Disgusting.
No. Yeah, but no, that's fine. That's
yeah, but 1-0's so much better. Then you can score at your leisure, be 2 up and win.
70% to get 1-0, and 0-0 is the worst case scenario. That's pretty good. You take that every time. Nice surf on the edge fire though. That's the downside of this play. It's a KO. Interesting to see if Jimmy appos this. This is actually quite a tempting appo in terms of winning the game.
Quite right, he'll only have 1 shot waking up.
The 2 players that Jimmy's got out right now, one of them is his sure hands, and he definitely doesn't want to be out of that guy for the second half.
Yeah, I think you're right. That could have been a worthwhile appo.
I think that's an appo for me, because you're about to be 1-0 up. So
unless he has a babe and didn't tell us.
No, he had
if somehow he had the money. Yeah, but what if he lied?
Well, why would he lie? Because his
Who
opponent knows what he's got.
True.
That would just be stupid.
If he has no babe, I probably would have appoed that for sure. Maybe he's thinking about the long term. Maybe he's confident enough in if somehow he gets turned over when he can score at his leisure, even down men, he'd rather save it for something permanent. Thinking about the rest of the playoffs.
Quickly, yeah.
£500 on the line.
Euros.
True. Are they different, are they? Monopoly money?
There's only going to be 1 set of KO rolls for second half as well, because it's Jimmy's defensive score.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the thing. Maybe that's why I didn't use it, because you can just say, right, I'll score whenever on me movement 9 guy with with sprint, and he'll be content in doing that and being 2-0 up, even if none of these wake up. So you'll score early if none of these wake up.
I can understand that.
Which is why he shouldn't have GFI'd.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Oh, another 1 in 9. Second 1 in 9 from Cyclops. This one went quite bad. I mean, it was quite nice for him to hit that 30% power, though, wasn't it, on the catcher after failing the GFI. Then he rolled enough 2+s to get away.
What do you think about number 10 lineman standing next to the downed witch? Blodger tagging the strip ball, and then the number 11 lineman blitzing the thrower for a push, and then the witch surfing it.
Decent. Pretty rowdy.
You reckon? 2-die blocks?
Yeah, but I think in this situation, you just, like, quad skulls happen. You just
True.
like, 3 dice.
Alright, so happy to take GFIs, but be cautious of the quad skull.
Yeah, well, yeah, because now when you're cautious of the quad skull because you're in a position that can score without rolling any dice. You take the GFIs because it guarantees your score and guarantees the opposition can't score. It's a completely different situation. Does take a double block, die block though. Is going to hit this thrower. No damage though. Didn't even zigzag for BM. What is this?
People that score consistently in Blood Bowl matches don't need to celebrate a touchdown. Oh man, no end zone foul. Feels bad. Are you aware that the illustrious Dode has banned end zone fouling in the finals?
What, just in the finals?
Yep, just in the playoffs.
So it's not banned throughout the season?
Not banned throughout the season.
You get both KOs back, you will be happy with that. That's nice. And Cyclops not getting his back. So I don't like to call GG Fash ever in Blood Bowl. But
really?
I would say GG.
Well yeah, looking. All things are looking fantastic.
Who does he get next?
Haven't looked, to be honest.
Now saving the Apo seems good because all he wants to do is protect damage on his witches and his movement guy. There's not going to be much of an offense here. The Agi 5 sure hands is going to have the ball. And with no leaper, it's going to be awkward to get in.
So yeah, look, with the KO not coming back and being 2 men up in addition for a total of 3, I think you just stall. Deny blocks. Don't worry about scoring early. That was really last ditch for if it went the other way. But he's banging people down. He'll get a vanity pass on his 75 SPP Witch Elf.
I'm very surprised that Cyclops didn't gang foul the Witch on his turn 8 because...
no way! No way!
Of course the way. You have to do stuff like that. Have you
already
never
done,
played
man.
in Cole?
Oh, mate. That's what you do if you're shit at Blood Bowl, for sure.
You're already screwed, so you have to take desperate measures.
It'd be disgusting.
Have you not played in Cole?
They deserve to lose if they do that, Lou.
Yeah, but they don't. You just foul everyone and win.
Yep. Don't want to see that in the finals. If you're down men, don't risk being further down men. Win through skill.
So this isn't a game where you win through skill, Fat.
It should be there.
This is a game where you win by rolling high numbers on dice at the correct times. And that's why we love it so much. We play it every day.
Oh man. This lad 2-dive blocks this lad. Oh man, if we don't see the Zandy pass on the Witch, I'll be a bit sad.
I don't disagree with that, Nisu, actually. If he's not going to use the dirty player, he should have fired it instead of the rookie. You reckon he was going to foul if he didn't foul that dodge? Yeah, maybe. Extra reroll for the High Elves. Could be nice if they had players. I mean, you don't want to be 3 men down in any matchup, but being 3 men down after conceding on your own drive, 1-0 down in a single elimination knockout format is probably one of the worst times to go. This lad 2 dice blocks this lad, Fash.
Yep.
This guy 2 dice blocks this guy.
Got him.
But he doesn't roll high enough numbers to do anything to him.
Two lodges on the line, no tackle from Jim on the line, and 3 on the ground, 2 for armor roll.
Oh, definitely worth the reroll there, not to smash your own guy in the face, and another removal. So just as well, actually. If he didn't reroll those double skulls, he would have cased his own witch.
Definitely 6-6-4-6.
So the correct decision, 1 off of an injury again, no mighty blow.
If it was no all, I probably wouldn't have rerolled that.
With what? With the 4 reroll? No, I don't think you ever want to take a free hit on your witch.
Turn 9 though? No, rephrase. If they're 11 on the field and the score was even.
Overtime format, I agree actually, yeah. Sorry. I mean, because it's 1-0, I'm discounting overtime.
Yeah, absolutely. Would have been Kaz for making a 2-die block, Lou. Feels bad.
No. Great. Isn't it not? But luckily Jimmy's far enough ahead that it wouldn't potentially have decided the outcome of the match, but...
True.
It does kind of suck, doesn't it? It's what sucks is when you make safe 2-die blocks and your guy gets cast on double skulls, yet you play somebody that just 1 dice blocks all game.
Yep.
And time again is rewarded. Side needs a removal here. Otherwise, he's just in trouble. Well, he's in trouble.
I think that catch is almost blitzed every single turn. Almost. Seems like a juicy target.
Yeah, you need to chin him. You've got a strength 4 witch to do it with. Because you've got enough men now to spare somebody to prevent the sidestepping as well. So you can get 2 into a 2.
Absolutely.
Would you might even gang foul it, Fash? 4 men up.
It'd be worth considering.
Shut up! What? I was just saying that to trigger you.
No. See, this is this is the difference. When you're up, and in terms of men and on the board, when you lose a man, you're not as punished as you are when you're down a man. Being down 1 and then turning into being down 2 is absolutely catastrophic. Whereas being up 4 and then at the price of the coin flip to only be up 3 when you're already 1 up on the board isn't bad. I'd have considered it.
Let's go then. Let's foul the granny out of this guy. I mean, Jimmy doesn't even need to score. That's the best bit, isn't it?
Absolutely.
The way these witch elves have been punching, this guy might get cast anyway. It's only a movement bust, no niggle on him. Alright, come on. Big gang foul on this catcher. You know you want to see it, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Oh, we nearly didn't have to. 6.
Probably won't now that he's stunned. I think you might see a dive and tackle on him, and then a screen out the front.
Might still be funny though. You just foul him next turn if you're gonna foul.
What do you think about Surfs giving 2 SPP?
What, on a Kaz or for every surf?
Every Surf. and then bring back corn.
I don't know.
What about losing an
I think
SPP for every 1 dice you make?
Or gaining 1 for every 2?
No, just losing for the 1Ds.
Oh, I don't know. I just would like a less RNG version. And I know the elf screen and then Jimmy screens, so now you've just got 2 screens looking at each other while the ball sits downfield.
That's all he needs to do. Everyone important is safe.
Yeah. That's it. And the block option is a rookie lineman. 1 in 9. Seen a fair few 1 in 9s on the early blocks. Wow, and I'm Batman.
What are you gonna do?
Jimmy, thankfully, saved all his good players. There's no way he appos that.
I don't know, it's a 70k lineman. And not many turns left, they'll only be taking, presumably, 6 more blocks this game.
Yeah, but you know what happens if you appo that.
Oh yeah, the witch dies next turn, for sure.
I mean, you've only got a 50% chance of even saving him for next game. Like, he might be MNG. You've got a 33% chance that he's dead anyway, haven't you? On the appo.
Yep.
He did. And that will help, like, even up the injury dice on the logs. Jimmy now down, or only up 3 men.
Oh man, serving this Lodge man? A 4 dice player?
Seems like a gang foul sort of situation.
I guess so.
I don't even know who. I think I would like to hit something though with my strength witch. Fouling. No blitz. See what happens.
Would have blitzed first for sure.
Who'd have thought it? Double 1 send off.
That's what happens every time you foul. That's what should happen.
Sometimes every time I foul.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, I had it. Well, now, Fash, I mean, we should probably talk about Blood Bowl.
Yeah.
Just think he'll do the thing. Think he'll click the buttons and do the thing.
The ball's safe, the man advantage down to 2, so a bit more back to conservative play for Jim. Still enough agility on the Hiles to, you know, potentially do shenanigans. Yeah, Dirty Dingoes 1 dice pound me all the time. And with Edgy 5's capacity to right-click a ball and do that sort of thing.
Looks like we're going to see a 2 dice onto the witch. No. What? He could have done that the other way. If he used the lineman for the assist, he could have done that with his tackler from the side. Made that a 2 dice. I'm guessing he wants to free up this catcher to protect him for open ladder. He's not had much success with these 3 plus 1 in 9 dodges, has he?
I don't know, there was a time in that first half where every single dodge worked or the ball was getting sacked.
Yeah. That was pretty good. Actually not opting for the dodge this time. So I think the guard guy could get surfed here.
Yeah, indeed. But it would leave a little bit of base contact, which I think Jim will be trying to avoid. So either the movement man or the witch cancels an assist. Another assist cancelled. Witch into blitzer.
Actually though, like, what about smash dirty player in the face, nice safe YouTube cage, slap bang in the middle.
Yeah, straight up the middle.
Disengage a few guys, disengage a few guys as scoring threats. Seems like a good safe play for me. You're blocking for anything apart from quad skulls on the dirty player. Push is fine. YouTube cage involves no dice other than a 2 dice block at first.
Ending the ball with ending the turn with no base contact, I think, is the priority to keep the team safe for later.
Yeah, and then you just disengage everything. However, looks like Strength Man is too juicy. He's gonna 1 dice first.
Madman!
He can't surf because it's a sidestepper. So he needs to position to guarantee the second 2 die because he doesn't want to skull his dude. Uses a sidestepper of his own to prevent the counter surf. I like that. There is actually a surf though on his blodger. I don't really.
Oh man, she can catch her into the cage. What's Jim done?
It's two. He gets another 2 die though, if he's willing to risk it. And so but why would you not risk it at this point?
No, I'd have stepped onto the ball for sure. 100%.
Yeah. He could have stepped downwards and then he could have stepped into the cage.
Rowdy.
Jimmy, he might take the wrestle here. Yeah. He doesn't want to get punched in the face.
Don't think that saves him from...
Doesn't save his other witch.
Now the blodger, like you said, the tackle man blocks for a push, pushing the catcher that's on the ground down 1 to the southeast, and then the lineman blocks where the catcher is to the corner, and the guard blitzes him out.
The blitz 1 dice to protect, having used his reroll. There you go. It's pretty good.
Whew, dirty. Be hearing a story from Jim about that later on, I think. Oh, well, I thought I might have been this instead. Because there's no way he would have 1 dice intentionally. Like, maybe for a surf, but that wasn't for a surf.
I think he can push, if he sees it, he can push the catcher out here, the ball out, maybe. Let's have a look. Fuck, this is a turn I need more time on. Right, push him down here. No. He pushes him. No. Alright, maybe not. Guess you just do an Agi 5, 1 dice for a pal, mate.
Yeah, why not?
Seems legit. Was it in 50-50 in?
Yep.
30% to power if you commit a reroll, which obviously you have to. Although saying that, Jim is actually down to 2 rerolls, so should Cyclops pull out a miracle here and hold his 4 rerolls, he's in a pretty good spot, especially with double KO rolls. Like Jimmy obviously down a man now. This actually wouldn't be as uneven should it go the distance. It's very unlikely to, barring a high elf miracle, but...
Oh no, look, 4 plus 6 plus. If you can get away with 4 plus 6 pluses, like, it's hard to play around.
I'm going to throw it out there, Fash. I much prefer casting GBGs.
A lot more happening for sure.
Talk about,
yeah, absolutely.
and I get to go like, you know.
Oh yeah. Good guy Jobat always...
How's your casting training going, by the way?
Slowly.
Oh,
I
no,
was in the
smashing
process
it,
of watching your last one and saying things to myself. But then I had to go and conquer the world.
Then you play things. So are you going to teach me Stellaris?
Maybe.
By the way.
I mean, those sorts of games, it's not bad to have someone that knows exactly what they're doing, so when there's a mechanic that you're somewhat struggling with, like, what's force limit? And it's not immediately obvious.
A tutorial?
Yeah, there is. And from what I recall, it wasn't abysmal.
If he doesn't no assist foul Jimmy's witch out of spite now.
It'd be dirty.
Do it. Do it. Put the blood back in Blood Bowl.
No.
What is Albion? Some fancy new game that you fancy? It's an open world sandbox MMO from Sandbox Interactive.
Dirty.
Oh baby.
What a scumbag.
What happens with
Deserves to
Jimmy's big
lose.
assist foul? Ah, it's a send off.
Good.
I was gonna say that's a bit justice because Jimmy did like a massive assisted foul.
Yeah, it was needed a 4+. Oh man, imagine modding for Blood Bowl 2.
Oh, it'd be so good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it was never going to happen because they didn't plan on releasing a finished game.
But it's not Cyanide. It's Games Workshop. Games Workshop will hardly ever let you run rampant modding their IPs. They control that like a fat kid controls potato dish at Sunday roast.
Holds it close. Hand to mouth.
I nearly said something there. Have you seen Clerks?
Clerks, yeah.
Nothing more. You know what then?
Is it the two guys that work in a shop?
Yeah. What's his name? The fucking. What's your man's name? The guy who writes everything, but he's also Silent Bob.
Yeah, I vaguely recall it.
I've forgotten what his name is now. That's really annoying. Someone in chat will tell me in a minute. There is some mods for Total War Warhammer, actually. Kevin Smith, that's his name. Thank you, Distorter. That's the one. Yeah. He wrote Clerks. That was like his breakthrough from the indie scene. But anyway, they had the famous line, "You never go ass to mouth."
Oh, ass to mouth, gotcha. Alright. Didn't block the sidestepper, fair enough.
No, it's strength 4 as well, one dice.
True.
I still think like he has to consider the miracle, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Starting the AG5 is a sigh of relief. And while we didn't say anything, there was a nice chain to clear the ball that worked on pushes and kept the ball safe.
It did pan out quite nicely. I mean, the pals definitely helped, but he could have done it with pushes as well because he could have counterplayed. And now the elves are screening. Maybe the elves aren't aware of the score, the guys on the pitch, but screening isn't the ideal way to do it right now, I would say. I believe in a situation where you're 1-0 down, you have to score to get back in the game, Fash.
That's usually how it works. The good sidestep direction from Jim makes the dodge lineman have to walk around for some squares if he wants to get around the side.
Ashrator has a question. He says, Lupac and Fashbiner, do you reckon it's more enjoyable to commentate, watch and stream Blood Bowl than playing it?
Wow, dirty dog!
He's just being a
dirty dog! What a wretch!
There you go, Jimmy don't care about that though, he's safe. Pretty helpful foul if he did pull out the miracle there, but...
No, not at all. It doesn't achieve anything. It's just a bunch of guys out of position. When his blodge thrower gets knocked down, Jim rotates to a point where he's uncontested. That foul cost him the game. That guy should have been elsewhere, maybe midfield, to at least stop this cage from progressing. Deserves to lose.
He's just being a
disgusting.
Dick, isn't he?
Yep. No, that was abysmal. Not just in spite of my disdain for fouling, but no, that's game over right now. Let's go and let's go and watch some Albion.
Game over.
You can't handle the game over.
I'd settle for somebody fouling my guys if it means I win.
Look at Jim went for the saver play and not blocking for the power first, which seems fair enough. But it meant that he isn't rotating quite as far as he could have.
36 there could have been a bit annoying though.
Yeah, nah, because the foul happened and there's no one there to recover if a blitz did come in post 1 dice power to get a block on the ball. Like it wasn't.
Yeah. I can see why.
Yeah.
We just got hosted for 366 viewers, okay? Thank you, Random Rambo, for the auto-host, bro. Wow.
Random Rambo, what a baller.
A leap year host, that is called, apparently. 366 viewers. Wow. Welcome, everybody. How you doing? My name's Lupac, he's Fashbinder, and we're watching some Blood Bowl 2. What are we going to do after this, by the way? Are you carrying on, Fash? I think you should play 10 games of Blood Bowl, mate.
Nah, I'll hit up the boys, see if they want to do more EU4. If not, I'll think about going to that new territory and farming some rocks. Like, literal rocks. Haven't done stone in a while. Double stone gains in that new territory.
Double gains.
Yeah, boy.
If I recall correctly, though, Ducky, the Strength 4 Witch that died to the foul could have been elsewhere and not able to be fouled. We should all play Atlas Reactor.
We could.
Good. Now he attempts the Madman stuff. You know, you could have had 4 or 5 turns of Madman. That actually wouldn't have been a bad sack, though. If he'd made 5+.
Yeah, I think the Witch allowing for the chain to push him into the number 7 to then scatter southwards could have been a bit of an issue.
There's a KO. This is going to be the end of it. Jimmy will advance to the round of 8.
Oh man, do you recall the prize pool off the top of your head? Does top 8 get something?
4, isn't it? Right. Isn't it like 500, 300, like 100?
Yeah, I think you're right, because I remember saying that it could have been double if they didn't give those filthy PlayStation cretins equal money.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Oh, by the way, who does Jimmy want to score on here?
Well, he has that one witch that's a single SVP away.
He wants to score on his dive and tackle witch. Yeah, he's going to do a handoff here.
Yeah, but he could have done a pass or something in previous, or off the pickup. I think he maybe doesn't want to level it. Like, what would you get?
4 or 5 turns of Madman plays would have been a success, perhaps.
What would you get on that dive and tackle witch? I don't think you want the extra 20 TV. Like, really? Like, strip, I guess? Strip wouldn't be bad. I guess it depends on who he's playing next. No. It really does depend on who he's playing next. Actually, let's have a quick gander at the bracket.
Mighty blow.
Oh, relying on double seems like a bit of a rustle.
Fair enough. Fend? If you're facing any Pommers next, you might want Fend.
The winner of Roller and Mins. I can't remember what Roller and Mins are. Mins usually used to do high elves, but clearly not.
A reroll though, gets it back, lad. Doesn't even care though, because the high elves are miles out of range. I mean, you might as well try the handoff again. Winning 1-0 is no
absolutely
different to winning 2-0 really.
I mean, if Mins is Orcs and has a Orc thrower, if he doesn't have, I'm sure he'll have a Shorehand Splitzer. The strip maybe not as important. So yeah, maybe you don't. Like, what other Agi teams that you're really relying on strip to get the ball off him? Is he really going to encounter?
nobody. There's no one that doesn't have sure hands now, really. Maybe
Yeah, absolutely.
Lizardmen might not.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
every team's going to have sure hands here. It's nice to
Yeah.
have a strip guy, though, because sometimes the sure hands guy gets chinned. Sometimes he doesn't have the ball for whatever reason. I actually think strip is nice to have regardless. Because it also, like, we've seen a few games where strip wasn't present, but say something like the leap was, so people opted for a strength 4 ball carrier. You know, do you remember someone used what's the dark elf lad called?
Hubris.
3 yard Hubris. So somebody used him as a ball carrier, whereas if it was a stripper, they wouldn't have had that option.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think strip asks questions without actually having a direct effect sometimes, and limits options, which is a nice way to play. Is Fash just pretending to be a complete arse?
Maybe. Hey, what do you reckon about not scoring here? So you don't have to take 3 blocks on the LOS. So you're only taking 2 blocks instead. If you don't care about leveling the witch.
No, I think he cares about leveling the witch.
Okay. Like maybe a level for number 10 one.
Opportunity to have a rock thrown at you though.
Exactly.
He's got 2 rookies for the line who would get replaced by something. He's still got his Apo as well. There's no mighty blow. Whoa! Cyclops could have done with that earlier. Right, let's. I mean, the High Elves probably don't do a one-turner. They probably just do some fouling. So yeah, farming €500 isn't bad. Like for just smashing people.
Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing. Oh, mate, they should.
Grinding in a playoff is nice.
Blood Bowl would have exploded had they had that at launch.
Yeah, at launch. Imagine that. That'd actually be so good. But again, the problem is you can't save a game later on. The Division has proved this. The Division had the biggest launch of all time, or like, it was pretty hype. And they just didn't have content. And then they went 6 months later, they go, oh, look, now we have content. Everyone was like, don't give a shit, I'm playing something else.
What about Ark? That monster game, Evolve?
Yeah.
Like, it made that little comeback, but then just presumably is gone again?
Yeah. Because they didn't, people were like, I want to buy skins. And they were like, well, we don't want to open the cash shop until we're really happy with the game. And they were like, oh, we're not going to make this game anymore. It was a little weird, to say the least. Jimmy gets a blitz.
Yeah, boy.
Do some BM moving.
Doubt it.
Yeah, the High Elves can't one turn if you don't score, was the argument Mana raised.
Oh, it is BM moving. No. I guess it's the first time he has a blitz. Doesn't get blitzes very often, so it's celebrating.
Yeah, so like, I mean, it's a shame to see the player numbers drop for Blood Bowl. The viewer numbers, everything, do you know what I mean? Because it is a fun game at times, but it's also a very frustrating one. Prolonged periods of Blood Bowl can be bad for your health, Fash.
Oh, absolutely.
Bad for your nerves. Screw Ark. Also, No Man's Sky. Yeah, exactly. Well, No Man's Sky was just an outright travesty. This could be fine. No long term. It's all good. But like, if these sort of things were happening turn 1 instead of turn 16, it can change the game, can't it?
Absolutely.
It's not like the dice average out over a game. It's when you get them that decides a game. How many times have you got banged on all game and then you get like 3 Kaz right at the end when you've already lost?
Every game.
3 stuns as well. 3 for 3 armor breaks. Hey, do a gang foul. You know it's coming.
Got to level them up for the open ladder.
Level up for the open ladder. Prepare yourselves for the enjoyment. I like open ladder because turns 2 minutes long.
Shameful.
And gets sent off, and that will be the end of the game. It's a KO. I'm Batman survives. We'll see who gets the MVPs, but Cyclops is eliminated and JimmyFantastic will progress to the round of 8. Sensible players around the world rejoice. Yeah, look, 12 arm breaks to 11. Like, the High Elves actually got more armor breaks, randomly.
Yeah, really. Oh, it must have been at the end, those extra couple.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it all evens up at the end. Right.
Alright, hey,
Blood Bowl then, Fash, let's go.
do you remember how there used to be that, well, not used to be, but my sound has been a little bit off? Do you want to spend 10 seconds getting a sound check?
How do you mean?
Well, you and I talk for the next few minutes and people scream too loud or too soft. So, for example, Fisher Fat has said loud, because I've now turned things up. Alright, you've now adjusted it.
You're fine on mine.
Do you get voice meter to equalize it, or do you fiddle with settings elsewhere?
I use the mixer in OBS Studio.
Ah, fair enough. Do you have both at max?
What, my mic and yours?
Well, the mic auxiliary and desktop audio. Do you have them at the same level?
Well, yours comes from the capture card. Yeah, similar level, and then I manually adjust you in Discord.
Alright, nice one.
Mine is fixed. Yours is not.
Anyway. Rightio, yeah, look, I will not be doing 10 games of Blood Bowl. I think I might watch Lou play some Albion. And then when he finishes his 5-minute stream, I might even stream some Albion. Hit me up with some gold sellers. Be like, yo, do you want the cheapest golden Albion? $2.35 of the stock market.
What if I told you, Fash?
Yeah.
Gold sellers are offering more for a month of coverage than first prize of champs.
Whoa. That'd be pretty good.
You could get
later, suckers.
Without playing 6 weeks of Blood Bowl.
Albion hype, let's do it.
Could turn up the Aussie accent on Fash. He tones it down for the live stuff.
Oh, really? What are you talking about? No, that's not even it. Crikey, what are you talking about? What I gotta do is get some gold seller money, and then sell that to other people, and then I can get lots of cigarettes and beers. I think that's my Australian accent.